From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the US has begun a wave of retaliatory airstrikes in Iraq and Syria in response to last weekend's drone attack on an airbase in Jordan. 3 US service members were killed in the attack by Iran-based militants, which was the deadliest strike on US soldiers since the war in Gaza broke out. Dozens of sites, including militia command posts, have been hit in 3 rounds of strikes, with casualties reported. CNN's Nick Robertson says major weapon supply routes were the main targets.
This is the major highway from Iraq into Syria to places that weapons can be moved and more easily moved on big trucks on larger highways.
Iwi leaders plan to fight the government in what they say is a sustained attack on Māori. A group of 50-plus iwi chairs made the unanimous decision at yesterday's National Iwi Chairs Forum in Kirikiri. Chair of Ngāti Koriki Kahakura, Rahui Papa, says there's a number of ways they'll defend their rights.
Through the courts, through the tribunals, protest marching, to the making submissions to the United Nations.
Prime Minister Chris Luxon was at the forum, reiterating his party has no intention in supporting a referendum on the treaty. The return of overseas visitors to the country hasn't had quite the impact some hospitality vendors were hoping for. Consumer hospitality spending within the Worldline NZ network dropped 1.4% this January compared to last. Hospitality NZ Advocacy Manager Sam McKinnon says the findings reflect the current inflationary environment. He says there's been increased costs for venues, which is impacting the price of goods, and less money at the end of the week for consumers.
We've been describing it as a mixed bag. Some venues are saying that it's been an awesome summer and it's been the best one they've seen for a while, and others are saying that it's been quite tough.
Taupo's only movie theatres closing down at the end of the month with no suitable venue alternative. The building that houses Starlight Cinema is being demolished after falling critically short of earthquake standards. Plans for a purpose-built cinema are now too expensive for the new owners to take on, and the search for a building with 6-metre-high ceilings to fit a theatre has proven difficult. That's news. In sport, Ireland thumped France 38-17 in the battle of the beaten World Cup quarter-finalists to open rugby's Six Nations in Marseille.
And Paul O'Connell and Andy Farrell start the 2024 Guinness Six Nations with an accurate, cohesive, professional and in truth entertaining away performance.
The French were hamstrung with the red card of Lock Paul Willemse in the first half after 2 yellows for shoulder-to-head contact. Saudi Arabia's notorious public investment fund has set its sights on cycling. Just days after it was reported that the PIF was chasing stakes in English rugby clubs to add to boxing, football and golf assets, they've emerged as the frontrunner to back a new cycling league. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.